Hello, it's Jane again, and let's start with this one. Why do I look like I don't have a neck or something? Okay, let's start with this one. You know the feeling when you walk alone, like walk alone into a room, like a party or a restaurant or something, or you're just late to class and you open the door, and for like 2 seconds, everything just goes quiet, and people just look at you. That specific kind of suffocating feeling, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. And to be honest, this used to mess me up like so bad that I literally forgot how to walk like a normal human being. And this is kind of what today's episode is about, like how I went from being that person, kind of super insecure, to someone who actually feels okay right now, I guess. Yeah. And the weird part is, there wasn't some big, like life changing, dramatic moment. It's a bunch of small, like mundane things. And some of them are a bit unhinged. But I'm going to say them anyway because I know some of you get it. So this one's for you. Okay, let's start with something very physical. It's about your body, it's about how you walk. Strange, right? So, back in school, every time I had to walk across campus alone, I was convinced people were staring at me, like judging me, kind of judging maybe my skin condition, my hairstyle, my whole body, my whole existence. And this made me unconsciously kind of hunch over and walk faster, trying to disappear as much as possible. And the truth is, nobody was even looking or paying that much attention. But I didn't know that yet. And later, when I grew up, I feel the same way when I walk alone in public. So I started doing something on purpose. The more anxious I felt, the more I forced myself to slow down. Just like head up and shoulders down and look around calmly, find where I'm going, and just walk over. That's it. And if someone was staring at me in a way that made me uncomfortable, I would just stare back. Yeah. Because, you made me uncomfortable, then I'll just return the favor. Very petty, right? But very effective. And yeah, most people are not judging you, right? They're just looking around, they're just existing. But that's not the point. It's about training your body to believe it, right? Because, the saying, like, fake it until you make it, right? That's good. That's good. I like it. But for me, it's more like I don't need to fake it. I am who I am. I've already been the person that I want to be. So, like through training myself, like walk with more confidence, I just felt like more like myself. So this is the first one. And the second one is more of a mindset thing. It's basically this: don't be scared of embarrassing yourself. Because I used to cringe at something I did like about maybe 10 years ago. Like I'd be lying in bed at 2 a.m. maybe and suddenly remember something from middle school and physically suffer, like goosebumps all over my body. And that's bad. That's really bad. But here's the thing: you don't have that many witnesses in your life. And even the people who are there, you're not the main character in their life because everybody is too busy dealing with their own stuff. So I kind of like gave myself a little mantra. Don't be scared of failing or making mistakes, or like don't be scared of rejection. Don't be scared of embarrassing yourself. Because when any of these things happens right now, my first reaction is like, okay, so what, right? Like you tell a joke and no one laughs, so what? You 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 send something in a group chat, and no one replies, so what? You mess up a presentation or something, so what, right? We're all gonna die eventually. We came to this world with nothing and we're gonna leave with nothing. So sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the point is, you're still here, right? Nothing actually happened. You survived, right? So yeah, eventually I feel like more confident than before. So yeah, sometimes I posted those videos, right, and thinking like they're a bit cringy and or not clear, unclear, or my English is not good enough, but I posted them anyway, because I already filmed them, and yeah, so what, right? instead of just sitting there and overthinking everything, like I'd rather use that energy to get better. So yeah, so what? All right. The third thing is about rejection, I guess, because I just genuinely cannot believe I realized this until my mid 20s. Yeah. It's about saying no, right? So I used to say yes to everything basically in my life. And when I tried to say no, it became a whole kind of like mental process for preparing or overthinking those possible reaction. Kind of like if they say this, I'll say this. If they react like that, I'll explain that, blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, deep down, I think I already knew something didn't feel right. It was like I could feel that someone was taking advantage of me, but I still say yes. Because I thought if I say no, they won't like me. But um, if you keep doing this that long enough, it's like your heart just get tired, and you don't have energy left for yourself. So I started doing something different, which is saying no. Yeah, and especially kind of like without explanation, you know, without justification. Just say, I don't want to. Because you don't owe people an explanation. Yeah. So I remember something clearly. When I was working, one of my colleagues, who was nice, this is not personal, she asked me to share some work stuff one on one, and I was like, sure, let's do it after lunch. And she texted me later saying she invited like a few other people to join, and they were all looking forward to my speech. And I was like, no, this is not what I agreed to do. I only agreed to do this one on one, and she didn't ask me. She just made this decision for me. So I kind of like hesitated for maybe 1 second, and I just texted back saying, okay, I won't be able to do this because you didn't ask me before. I only agreed to do this one on one. So yeah. And she just apologized immediately and accepted. So that's when it clicked for me, is that like people actually respect you more when you know your own boundaries, and yeah, it's more important than thinking about whether people like you. So this is the third one, and next one is about songs, and it's really small and it's awkward, but I'm going to share this. The truth is, I used to get anxious over songs. Sometimes I'd hear some amazing songs, like maybe like a background music when I'm watching a video or something, I don't know. And I just felt this urgent to find this song immediately and add it to my playlist, because if I didn't, I forget. And if I couldn't find it later, it would just stress me out. Ridiculous, right? But now, when this thought comes up, I just tell myself, no, if this song is hard to find, this is not my problem. It's this song's problem. And if we're meant to find each other again, we will. This song can come to me. I'm not chasing it. Yeah, I know it's strange, but the point is, I'm not like I stopped letting these like tiny or trivial things to drain my energy. So yeah, this is the fourth one, I guess. Yeah, last one. The last one is about how I deal with criticism now, because I used to take everything personally, and this would just ruin my entire mood for days. And now I started to separate it into two types. So type one, those like real feedback, specific, thoughtful, coming from someone who actually wants you to improve, right? And it's about what you did. It's not about who you are. And type two, it's that like people just being mean, like projecting or venting or whatever. And for type two, my first reaction now is kind of like, okay, fuck it. This doesn't get to define me. And so I just let it go. Type one, which is like a real feedback. I'm not gonna lie, because this doesn't feel great sometimes, right? But I just remind myself, this is about what I did, not who I am. And if some of them are useful, helpful, I take it, use it, and improve. That's it. So yeah, basically these are all I'm trying to say today. And I'm not trying to tell anyone what to do, you know? I just know some people out there who think the way like I used to think. So I just want to be honest about something actually helped me. And yeah, um, it's about it's not about something you did once, you know. It's about something you choose, you keep choosing, you know, again and again. So hope this helped. I don't know. Bye.